Namaste, namaste, and welcome to this Friday night yoga class. Today we're going to do a warrior flow. We're going to limber nice and gently and fully to be able to do that at the end. And you may need a block or some sort of support underneath your hips for our winding down postures after we have finished our flow. So let's get straight into it. We're going to start lying down on our mats today. So if you come to lying down on your back with your arms resting away from the body, and the feet on the floor, and just give yourself a moment so the body can adapt to this posture, this new relationship it has with gravity in this position. Allow as much of your effort to soften as possible. Allow the weight of the body to be held by the floor beneath you. And take this moment to step away from the rest of the things in your day, in your week, and step into your yoga space. Leave behind all of those things you've got to do. Leave behind the I have to. And simply be present in this moment. Notice how you're feeling in your body. Notice any areas that feel perhaps discomfort or tiredness, stiffness. See if you can soften some of those areas just simply by thinking about them and letting go. Notice at least one area of your body that feels comfortable, spacious, light, at ease. Notice the breath that you're breathing right now. At the end of your next exhalation, just gently drawing the abdominal muscles in a little to help a fuller exhalation. And then breathing deeply into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out more completely, gently engaging across the navel. Breathing into the space in the sides of the body, the back, the chest. And breathing out fully. Keep breathing in this way, expanding a little further, exploring those spaces, drawing as much breath in as feels comfortable to do so, and breathing out as much as you're able to. And feel this fuller exchange of air in the lungs, energizing your system. So it doesn't really oxygenate your brain more as such. It just makes you feel more awake, a clarity in your thoughts. It prepares our bodies for action as well. And then at the end of your next exhalation, just waving your nose a little from side to side. And bringing the head back to center when you're ready. And you can open your eyes if they've been closed. Bend your knees into your chest and hug them towards you. Knees apart though, not resting together. And making circles with the knees. So you're massaging the low back and the middle back, the bottom of the rib cage, perhaps the top of the buttocks, into the floor. And then rolling in the opposite direction as well. And here we're going to take the left foot down to the floor, keep the right knee in, and allow the right knee to make circles. So not holding the knee anymore, keeping that left foot stabilized into the floor to provide support, a little firmness across the belly muscles. You can make the knee circles as wide as you like, and you can extend through your right leg if you'd like to as well. After one more, we're going to reverse the motion. So start with a bent knee going in the opposite direction, and then building up to a point that feels comfortable, extending through the leg. You can keep the knee as bent as you need to, trying to make just a slightly fuller circle with the hip. And then after your next one, bending your right knee into your chest, hugging it towards you, and then gently moving the knee from side to side. If that doesn't feel good on your hips, then don't do it. But if you enjoy that sort of nurturing massage, then that's okay. And then relaxing that leg down to the floor, we're going to bend the left knee in and make big circles, starting small if you want to, but big circles eventually with the left knee. And anytime you want to, you can extend through the leg, a little at a time if you like, and notice the difference between this side and the other side. We've all got that left-right imbalance, and that's okay. It's natural, but observing it helps us to understand our posture work a little better. Let's reverse the motion. Soft knee to begin with, or bent knee to begin with. Firm in the belly muscles, firm in the right foot on the floor. Whenever you're ready, you can extend through your leg. And trying to keep your pelvis nice and stable without holding it rigid. So doing that by not expecting too much, not taking your foot too close to the floor or too far back towards your head. And then drawing your left knee into your chest, hugging it towards you, gently moving it from side to side. Or doing another nurturing, massaging movement of your choice. Release the foot down to the floor, take the feet nice and wide, and allow the knees to sway from side to side. A little bit into each direction. There's no end goal here, so we're not looking for a full spinal twist on the floor. We're just mobilizing, a little bit like we do in Kati Chakrasana when we're standing up. The same stability across the abdominal muscles to help to feel the sides of the body working as well. The next time you go to your second side, coming back to center and drawing the feet perhaps a little closer towards you, elbows down onto the floor, palms facing each other across the body. Roll the shoulders down into the mat, press the elbows down, the feet down, the back of the head gently down. Firm the buttocks and roll the hips up and gently releasing down. Rolling up, you can inhale or exhale up as you choose, and down. Moving with your breath if it feels comfortable, or just focusing on the movement if it's easier for you to coordinate that way. See if you can feel the abdominal muscles gently engaged and the buttocks perhaps a little more firmly engaged. If you want to engage the heels more, you can lift your toes up off the floor. The next time you bring your hips up, allow them to stay up and making big hula hoopy circles with the hips, feeling the different sides of the body on the sides and the front of the torso and the back of the torso working differently. Let's go the opposite way as well. A nice wiggle. Be sure to keep engaging the backs of the arms down, back of the head gently, gently. And then back in the center, you can roll the hips down to the mat. And bend your knees into your chest, hug them towards you again. Make any movements that feel good here. So you might want to do a little rocking from side to side or a little rolling just to massage out any tension or effort from the back of the body. And then head towards the knees. We're gently going to roll backwards and forwards through the length of the spine. Tailbone to shoulder blades. Balancing on our sit bones as we come up and down, or as we come up rather, not as we come down as well. And then on your next one, coming up into sitting and crossing the right leg in front of the left. So we come to sitting upright. If it's really uncomfortable to sit cross-legged, you can have your feet slightly further apart and your knees just bent with your feet on the ground. This is perfectly acceptable as well. So in this cross-leg position, sitting tall, resting the arms down, and just allowing a moment for the body to absorb the effect of the posture work. Then we're going to rest our hands onto our knees and make circles with our torsos. There we are. So we're really circling the chest around the navel. So if you can, going slightly behind the body as well as you come backwards. And if it's comfortable, you might want to use your shoulders a little bit and perhaps your neck a little bit. We're going to go the opposite way as well. And just feeling, you can feel that massaging effect on the buttocks here, maybe the sides of the legs, and into the base of the torso as well, the shoulders, the space behind the shoulder blades. When you're ready, coming back to sitting upright. We've got the right leg in front of the left. We're going to start with the right arm. We're going to do side bends and then a little curve as well here. So reaching your left arm out to the left, inhaling the right arm up, and then exhaling over to the left side. We're going to inhale back to center and then exhale, draw the right elbow to the left knee. So a little fold and twist. Inhale back to our neutral position, exhaling into a side bend. Inhaling back to the center and then exhaling elbow to knee across the body. Inhaling up, firm in the belly, exhaling, reaching over. Inhaling this time, see if you can open the right arm behind you slightly and then exhale, elbow towards the knee. Inhaling to neutral, exhaling over into your side bend. Inhaling neutral, maybe open, and exhaling elbow to knee. Let's do just one more. Inhaling, exhaling over. Inhaling, opening that right side of the chest, maybe exhaling elbow to knee. And then inhaling, coming all the way up. Taking a moment just to feel the effects down the different sides of the body. We're going to lean over to the right side, left side even, and just roll that right shoulder. Just this right shoulder. So keeping the head in a place that's neutral for your neck. And rolling the opposite way as well. And just seeing if you can feel that sensation of the shoulder blade moving across the back, massaging into our upper back. And here we're going to also reach the right arm up into the air and making those very expressive wrist circles that we've been enjoying so much recently. Just keeping the shoulder on the left side nice and relaxed, going the opposite way with our wrist circles. And whenever you're ready, you can fold your thumb in, the fingers around, and again, making lovely wrist circles here. And the opposite way too. And then gently pressing off your left hand, come up to sitting. we're going to extend the right leg out to the right side. Left shin is in front of us. And here we're going to do a little, I tell you what, just watch, it's easier. So here we're going to reach the left arm out to the side and fold over the right leg. So the right leg isn't directly out to the right side, it's slightly in front of us. So we're folding first towards it, and then halfway down we're going to turn the body and fold over the right leg. It doesn't matter how far you go, and your right knee can be as bent as it needs to be. And then as we sit up, we're going to draw the right knee towards us, the right foot towards us, the left arm to the chin or the jaw, and reach the right arm up as if we were drawing a bow, because that's what the warrior poses do. And then we're going to come back to sitting, long arms, long legs. So let's try a few of these all together. Reaching the arms wide, reaching the left arm up as you fold your right side towards your right leg. Halfway down, pivot through the waist so you come into more of a forward fold, soft knee if you need to. And then as you sit tall, draw the right foot in, lifting the right arm, and the left hand comes to the jaw. Drawing your bow back to the center. Let's do two more rather. So lifting the left arm up and over, pivot and fold over the right leg, draw the right knee and heel in towards you, lift the right arm and aim your bow wherever you'd like. Come back to the center. And then reaching the left arm up and over, folding towards the leg, drawing your knee into the center, opening your chest. Maybe one more. Now we've got the hang of it. Reaching the left arm up and over, pivot to fold forward over the right leg, drawing the right knee and heel back towards you, reach right hand up, left hand down, back to the center. Okay, and then here we're going to do our baby wild thing as a kind of counter pose to all of the action that we've had going on in our hip flexors. So reach your left hand down behind you, lift the hips away from the floor, reach the right arm up and over, press into the left shin and into the left hand, firm the buttocks, really express through your chest. And when you're ready, you can let your hips come down to the floor, wrap your right arm over your left arm and hug your shoulders. And here, if you want to, you can keep your arms here. And if you would like to, you can bring the backs of the hands, the palms of the hands together in any way that feels good. And just making a couple of circles, maybe 3, with your hands or arms in Garudasana or a variation in each direction. Okay. Little expression of circular motion. And a really nice way to prepare that space between the shoulder blades, releasing the hands down to the shoulders, releasing the arms out to the sides. Fold your right leg in behind your left leg to sit into crossed legs again. And if you're not doing crossed legs, then it doesn't matter so much. Okay, so we'll start with our hands on our knees, making our torso circles to begin with. Lovely job. We're just doing a few in each direction. Reversing the direction when you're ready. Feeling a little bit of that massaging action happening in the buttocks, sides of the legs. Very good. Coming back to center, ready for our reach and twist. Okay, so reaching the arms out to the side. Inhaling, reaching the left arm up, and then exhaling over into that side bend. Inhaling back to a neutral point and exhaling, drawing the left elbow in front of the right knee. Inhaling and exhaling over into your side bend. Use that right hand for support. Inhaling back to center and exhaling elbow to knee. Inhaling. Exhaling over, firm in the belly, inhaling back to center and exhaling elbow to knee. Inhaling back to neutral exhaling over. Inhaling this time, maybe opening the left hand slightly behind you and exhaling elbow to knee. Inhaling neutral. Exhaling over. Inhale to center, open maybe, and exhale, elbow to knee. Last one, inhaling. Exhaling over. Inhaling, maybe opening slightly, and exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhaling back to neutral, arms nice and relaxed. Notice now if the body feels a little bit more balanced left to right, and then leaning over to your right side to move your left shoulder just a little bit more fully, focusing on the sensation of the shoulder blades sliding over the back. And we'll go in the opposite direction as well. What we're doing here is like using our body to massage itself. It's a really lovely thing to do. Feels fantastic if you've been doing a lot of yoga, I'll tell you that. Okay, so reaching the left arm up and then making those really expressive circles with the wrists and long fingers, keeping the right shoulder nice and relaxed, keeping the neck lovely and neutral, going the opposite way too. And then when you're ready, you can fold your thumb into your palm, fingers around, and make those same wrist circles. And this one feels much more tight than my other side. Hopefully you've noticed which is easier for you too, and the opposite way too. And then when you're ready, just giving yourself a little buoyancy on that right arm and coming back up to center. And we're going to extend the left leg out to the left side for our first bow and arrow variation. There are more coming later in the class. So we're going to reach the arms out wide and then just gently lifting the right arm, folding the left side of the body towards the left leg about halfway down, pivoting from the waist to do a forward fold. Doesn't matter how soft your knee is. And then drawing the right arm back to the jaw, sliding your left heel in and reaching your left arm up. Coming back to center, sitting tall, long arms, long legs. Reaching the right arm up and over as you fold to the left, halfway down, pivoting to fold forward. Drawing the left knee and foot back, right hand to the jaw and left arm up and back to center. Leaning over to the left, pivoting forward, drawing your bow, sliding your foot in as well. I think one more. Leaning over to the left, pivoting forward, drawing your bow, sliding your left foot in. And then just gently allowing the arms to come down to the sides. We're going to reach the right hand behind us to come into that baby wild thing. So sweeping the left hand up and over the body, up onto the right forearm, right hand and right shin and foot working well. Opening the chest, firm in the belly, firm in the back of the body. And when you're ready, gently releasing the hips down. We're going to cross the left arm over the right arm to hold onto the shoulders. And anyone who wants to can lift the elbows and take the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands towards each other to make 3 circles with Garudasana arms or any variation in both directions. So 3 one way and then 3 the other way. Very good. When you come to the center, relaxing the arms down to the sides. Super duper. So I'm going to turn to the long side of, to the short side of my mat now. I'm going to fold in my left foot, turn to the right, place the right hand down behind me and turn into a little squat, facing in the opposite direction. But don't worry, if you can't see me on this camera, just listen to the instructions. Reach the hands as far forward as possible, as if you're almost falling towards the mat, and then press your heels down towards the mat as you lift your hips and extend through the legs, coming into downward facing dog. So knees can be as soft as they need to be here, and start by pressing the hands firmly down, the whole of the hand, not just one part of it, and turning the head from side to side. Scoop your belly in, and then allow your neck to be neutral and paddle through the backs of the legs. Walking your dog one side and then the other, one side and then the other. And then from here, we're going to bring the knees down towards the mat and open our stance. So take the hands a little bit further away from our knees. And we're going to do a waving vinyasa. So dropping the hips towards the heels, toes are tucked under, so you can press off the toes, round through the back, looking towards the knees until your chest comes towards your hands. Bend your elbows, open your chest, and then press back up through hands and knees, and drop the heels back towards, hips back towards your heels. So let's move forward from the toes, pressing off, rounding through the back, opening the chest, dragging the hands a little bit back, looking forward, and then lifting through the belly, back to hands and knees, and back onto hips to heels. And we'll just do one more, coming all the way forward, and then staying in this up dog variation. So we've got the knees down. If anyone wants to, they can float their knees off the floor, that's no problem. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other and just gently look the head from side to side, or sway the whole of the chest from side to side. Very good. And then pressing into the hands, lifting the hips up, and bring yourself all the way back into a child's pose, tucking the toes flat, forehead to the floor, or to some sort of support. And if child's pose really doesn't suit you, try just kneeling for a couple of deep breaths. And then we're going to take our hands underneath the shoulders or slightly in front. Knees can come a little closer together for a little tiger pose. A few tiger poses, shall we say. So we're going to lift the right leg first, the heel up looking forwards, and exhale as we draw the knee under the chest and the nose towards the knee. Inhaling up, looking forwards, and exhaling under. One more, inhaling up and exhaling under. This time we're going to inhale, look up, and as you exhale, draw your right knee to your left elbow. Inhaling up, exhaling, right knee directly under. Inhaling up, and as you exhale, put your right knee behind your left knee, extend your leg if you need to, and press through the hands to let your hips come towards the left side, just for a gentle stretch. Come back to the center, we'll do that one more time. So starting from hands and knees, inhale as you lift the right heel up behind you. Exhale, draw that knee to the left elbow underneath the body. Inhaling, right heel up. Exhaling, drawing that knee to center underneath the body. Inhaling, right heel up, and exhale, place that knee behind the left leg, and just allow your hips to settle a little bit to the left, perhaps enough to feel a gentle opening, and then coming back to center. We'll do the same thing on the left. So firming the belly, inhaling just a couple of normal tiger poses. Exhaling the knee under the body, inhaling up, exhaling under. We'll do one more. Inhaling up, exhaling under. And now we can do inhaling up, exhaling left knee to right elbow. Inhale up, exhaling left knee to center. Inhaling up, Exhaling, left knee behind the right knee, extending through that leg if you need to, pressing through the hips a little bit towards that right side, and then coming back to the center. One more time like that. Inhaling up, exhaling, left knee to right elbow. Inhaling, lifting the heel behind you. Exhaling, left knee center underneath the body. Inhaling up, exhaling, left knee behind the right knee, and just settling the hips in that general direction. You can extend through your left leg if it's helpful. And then coming back to the center. And here, we're going to come up into downward facing dog again. So a little action in downward dog. See if you can feel that sense of paddling, releasing. Sometimes it's useful to drop the heels to one side and give yourself a bend and a stretch. Coming back to the center and to the opposite side, a little bend and stretch. Ooh, lots of cracks on that side for me. And then here, we're going to drop the knees to the mat and just bring our feet forward so that we're sitting on the bottom. So you can do that a variety of ways. You can do it by keeping the knees up and sliding one foot forward and then the other. However you want to get there, you can get there. I'm going to come up with a graceful transition for that. Well, I haven't come up with it yet, let's say. Fantastic stuff. I'm just going to be slightly sideways on for this one. So here in our Dandasana pose, which is where we have our legs straight out in front of us, if you lift the flesh of your buttocks slightly out and slightly back, you get a firmer sensation on the sit bones and it's easier to sit tall. But if you would like to here, use something underneath your hips to give you a bit of lift. It makes this more comfortable if you're very tight in the back of the body. And of course, you can keep your knees as bent as you need to. So have a watch of what we're doing this time. So we're going to begin by lifting the arms up into the air and then folding ourselves forward over our legs, scooping the belly in. And then as you come up, you're going to draw one foot off the floor and draw your bow. So if it's your right foot, you're going to leave your right arm long and draw your left hand back towards you, and then reach the arms up as the legs settle down, folding forward again, drawing this time the left leg back, reaching the left arm up and the right hand back towards the jaw. And we'll go from side to side. Okay, we'll see how it goes. So don't worry too much if you get your hands and legs coordinated the wrong way around. It doesn't really matter. Oh, it does, but it doesn't really matter. It's all good. So sitting tall, reaching your arms up, breathing in here, and as you exhale, folding over your legs. Soft knees if you need to. Breathing in as you draw your right hand and your right leg back, reaching the left arm up and back to the center. I think I've done it the opposite way around, but that's all good. Reaching forward as you exhale, breathing in, reaching the opposite leg back and making your bow. Breathing in and up, breathing out as you fold. Breathing in, drawing the right leg back, the left arm up. Breathing in as you reach, breathing out as you fold. Breathing in, drawing your bow, breathing out as you sit. Breathing in, reach, breathing out, fold. Breathing in, draw your bow with the right side. Breathing out, back to center. Breathing in, reach. Breathing out, fold. Breathing in, draw the left side. Breathing out, back to center. We'll do one more to each side. Breathing in, reach. Breathing out, fold. Breathing in, draw your bow. Breathing out, release the leg and the arms. Breathing in, reach. Breathing out, fold. Breathing in, draw your bow. Breathing out to center. Just relaxing the arms down to the side, relaxing the shoulders, giving the legs a little bit of a wiggle if they need a little bit of a wiggle, rolling perhaps in the ankles a touch as well. And then taking your hands behind you, just leaning back onto your hands and waving your legs around in any way that feels good. So toddler wobbling, but just with the legs. So you can go in any direction. Feel the tummy muscles having to work a little bit. That's what they should do here. And for anyone who wants to, they can release their arms from the floor as well. You don't have to, but it's an option. If you haven't got a sensitive low back, then that's all good. And then whenever you're ready, just gathering yourself in, spending a moment sitting or kneeling or lying down, if you'd like to, and allow your body to absorb all of the information that has been given to date. Very good. And then we're going to again do another twisting. So I've now got my right leg in front of my left, and I really want to be facing this way on my mat. So I'm going to turn to the left, place the left hand behind me, and then the right hand. So I've spun around into a downward facing dog. Here, if you want to do a waving vinyasa with your knees on the floor, then you can. If you're doing one without your knees on the floor, that's okay. From downward dog. So dropping the hips towards the heels, pressing off the toes, rounding through the spine, drawing the shoulders back to open the chest as you come into up dog, and then pressing either through plank or hands and knees back into downward dog. This time we're going to try pressing back a different way. So dropping the hips towards the heels, pressing off the toes, rounding through the spine, opening the chest in up dog, soft elbows, soft knees, nice and buoyant. And then here, bending the elbows, bending the knees, pressing the hips back to the heels and peeling yourself up into downward facing dog. From here, we're going to walk the feet, all the way to the hands. And in your forward bend, slightly wider in the feet, holding elbow to elbow if that feels comfortable. Swaying the torso a little from side to side if that feels comfortable. Maybe pedaling through the backs of the legs if that feels comfortable. And if you want to, you can relax the backs of the hands to the floor. Allow the back of the neck to release. Holding for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. We're going to bend the knees deeply, press into the heels and the balls of the feet to roll up one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way up into standing. If you don't have low blood pressure, look up, reach the arms out and up. And exhale the hands down to the center of the chest. If you've got low blood pressure, take a moment because you might feel a bit dizzy there. Okay, so here we're going to bring our feet a little bit closer together. We're going to begin our standing flow. It's so exciting. So we're going to start from Tadasana, do a few rounds, and see how we get on, okay? The first time we'll go slowly through it so everyone is at the same space, okay? So standing in Tadasana, a little firmness in the belly and the buttocks, turning the palms of the hands forward, lengthening through the back of the neck, and also feeling that the feet are very much engaged in this process. We're gently going to soften the knees a little, reach the hands forward, palms facing forward, and look up, lengthen the legs as we open the chest. And as you exhale, soft knees, hands come together, and we fold over our bending legs into a forward bend. Here you can reach the hands behind the body, interlace the fingers, or just draw the hands towards each other to hold Dvikonasana if you like. For a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Relaxing the hands down, we're going to let the hands brush the mat as we bend the knees very deeply and reach the arms forward so we find ourselves in chair pose. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. And here in chair, we're going to get a little bit buoyant. So we're going to gently bend and lengthen the legs. And we're going to try taking the weight onto the ball of the right foot and then both feet, ball of the left foot and then both feet. So we're just freeing one heel and then the other from the mat, Firm in the belly, firm in the buttocks. If you need to drop your hands to the center of your chest, you can. And then coming back to center, just feeling that bend slightly deeper. We're going to take the weight onto the left foot, take the ball of the right foot to the floor and step the right foot as far back as feels comfortable, keeping our torso in this diagonal position. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then press through your legs to come upright in your lunge for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We're going to draw our hands down to the center of our chest, give our shoulders a little bit of rest, and then firm your right foot heel into the floor so that you can press off the left leg and have both legs straight. Hands in the center of the chest. We're going to relax our arms down. Very good. Adjust any clothing you need to. So we're not quite in a lunge, we're not quite in Virabhadrasana 1, but we're kind of between the two. And it doesn't really matter here as long as your feet are hip width apart. So as you look from your left foot back behind you, make sure that your left toes and your right toes are about hip width apart. The right heel will probably be turned in towards the body, and that's perfectly fine. We've got both legs long, but perhaps a little buoyancy in the knees here. So we're going to start with the arms wide, and then you might want to just watch this little next bit. We're going to draw the right hand across the body, bending the front knee, pivoting on the back heel, and turning almost behind ourselves towards that left side. And then we're going to come back to center. We're going to turn in the left foot and find ourselves in goddess squat or horse stance. Okay, so there's a little bit of pivoting on the feet here. So then we're going to pivot both toes back to our warrior one, arms wide, and you can join me for this one. So arms wide, warrior one feet, lovely job. So we're bending the front knee, we're pressing the right palm across the body as we gently pivot on the back foot. That's the right toe to face behind us, reaching the left arm behind us as well. And then we're going to circle the arms back to center, turning both feet outwards slightly and settling in our goddess squat with the arms down in Namaste. Very good. Pivot on the feet. It's really good practice as we reach the arms wide. And then pressing the right hand across the body. We come back into that slightly diagonal stance. We're going to lift the back toes so we're freer to move, to twist, to face behind us. And then cartwheeling the arms, she says. Both toes pointing outwards, hands together at the center of the chest. Let's do just one more. Pivoting the feet back to warrior one stance, arms wide. Take the right hand, press it across the body, pivot on the back toe, look behind you, reach the arms wide, front knee, that's left knee bent, and then circling the arms, feet pointing out to the side, bringing the hands together at the center of the chest. From this pose of horse stance, we're going to pivot the left heel out, the right toes out to the right side, and reach the arms long. And we're suddenly in warrior two. And yeah, probably it doesn't really matter. If it feels like warrior two, it's warrior two. It's all good. We're going to breathe in and reach the arms long, lengthen both legs. And breathe out and reach the arms wide, palms turned upwards, bending the front knee. Breathing in and up. Breathing out, press into your back heel as you bend the front knee. One more time, breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. So here in our warrior two stance, very firm in the feet, the buttocks, the belly muscles, we're going to sweep the left hand forward and draw our bow. So drawing the left hand back towards the jaw, lift the right arm up as high as feels comfortable, left elbow down to the left side, and then come back to the center. We're going to do that 2 more times. Sweep the left hand forward, draw your bow, drop your elbow down, reach your right arm up, firm belly, firm buttocks, come back to center. Last time, sweep the left hand forward, draw your bow, and then from here, We're going to reach the bow hand, our right hand forward, just hop the back leg in a little and come onto our right foot to hold warrior one or warrior three variation. So here, looking into the heel of the left foot, take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then bring the left knee forward and the right elbow to meet it in twisted dancer pose. Lovely. Aces, deep breath in, deep breath out, back through warrior three, extending the left leg. Step that foot as far back as you can, as lightly as you can. Come up to the center, both feet facing forwards for a forward bend. So soften the knees if you need to, bending forward from the hips, reaching the hands to the floor. And here you can sway your torso from side to side if that feels comfortable. Knees as soft as they need to be. Or you can bend your knees a little bit from side to side and sway with the feet and the torso as well. So whatever feels good to you. Allow the neck to relax, the head to relax. And when you're ready, you can come back to the center, bend your knees deeply, roll up one vertebra at a time. And we're going to turn the right foot to point to the right side of the mat, bend the left knee, bend both knees, and step both feet to the opposite end of the mat so that we're in Tadasana and ready to do the whole thing to the opposite side. Awesome stuff. Now you know where we're going, it's maybe going to be a little bit easier on this side as well. So adjusting your clothing, turning your palms to face forward, settling the shoulders down, lifting in the belly and the buttocks and the crown of the head. Deep breath in and out here. Then as you breathe in, reaching the palms forward and up, opening your chest, looking up. And as you breathe out, soften the knees, hands together and folding forward over your bent legs. In your forward bend, reach your hands behind you, interlace the fingers and lengthen through the arms. Draw the palms together if you can. Relax the back of the neck. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Relax the arms. Let the fingertips brush the mat as you bend the knees deeply and reach the arms forward into a standing squat. So here in Utkatasana, we're going to take our weight onto one side, come onto the ball of the foot, and then the other side, a little bounce here to find pliability, to find potential for strength, for movement, for support. And then the next time you take your weight onto your right foot, stepping your left foot as far back as you can, keeping your torso forward and your shoulders moving down the back for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Press through the front leg to come upright in your lunge. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then firming your left heel down, allow your arms to rest down to your sides for a moment. We're going to lengthen the front leg as well. Okay, so we're just taking a moment to rest the shoulders. We know what's coming. There's a lot coming, so we may as well rest for a moment here. So if you want to step your back foot in a little bit, if you feel more stability with the feet closer together, you can. Here, just checking your toes, the toes of your feet are hip width apart. Okay, so if you look from the right foot backwards, good job. Let's reach the arms wide. So we begin with a little pivot. So we're bending the right knee, pressing the left palm across the body. We lift the left heel, twist to look behind us and reach the right hand behind us as well. And then we cartwheel the hands back to the center and we turn the toes to point outwards and bring the hands into our goddess squat. Lovely. We reach the arms wide, we pivot on the feet again, so we bring ourselves into our warrior one stance. Pivot on the back foot as we bring the left hand forward and bend the right knee. Looking behind us, bending as deeply and reaching as far as feels comfortable, then cartwheeling the arms, turning the toes out and bringing the palms together at the center of the chest, bending the knees deeply. Lovely job. Let's pivot on the toes again. We're going to bend the front knee, pick up the back heel, reach that left hand across the body, cartwheel through the arms, come into goddess squat. And we do one more, I think. I know we only did 3 on the other side, but I did 4, so I think we can do 4. No worries. Reaching across the body and then cartwheeling the hands to come into our goddess squat. And here in our goddess squat, just a little movement from side to side. Very good. And then we're going to turn in the right foot and turn out the left foot so that we can come into warrior 2, palms turned upwards. So just taking a moment to feel secure in your feet. It helps to sometimes press the outside edges of the feet away and draw the inside edges of the feet up. Inhaling, lengthening the legs and reaching the palms together, and exhaling, maybe gazing across the left fingertips. Inhaling up, lengthening the front leg. Exhaling, pressing into the back heel as you bend the front knee. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And then here, we're going to start drawing our bow. So swinging the right hand forward and then drawing your bow, reaching the left arm up into the air, the right hand to the jaw and the elbow down to the side, and then coming back to center. Let's do 2 more of those. Swing the right hand forward, draw your bow across your body, reaching high up. Because as Miss Martin says, we're shooting birds today. So swinging the back hand forward, reaching up, taking aim, and then coming back to center. And we'll do 1 more. Taking aim. And from here, we're going to reach the left arm forwards, taking just a gentle step in with the right foot so we can lengthen and continue lengthening through the left leg, through the right leg into warrior 3, holding for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then we very gently transition to standing and bring the left elbow and the right knee together for a deep breath in and a deep breath out, she says. And then we're going to go back through warrior 3. Allow your arms to be wherever is comfortable for you. Step back onto the right foot. Come back to the side of your mat with both toes pointing forwards for a forward bend, opening your chest and then folding forward over the legs. Here you can hold elbow to elbow and simply sway in the upper body, or you can do that with your hands on the floor if you like. You can bend one knee and then the other so that the swaying comes in the hips as well. If you prefer, you can hold still, or you can hold to one side for a couple of moments and then to the other side as well. So do whatever feels good to you. Try to keep your weight balanced between heels and toes, and try to relax the back of the neck as much as feels possible. In your own time, draw yourself back to center, bend your knees deeply, and roll up 1 vertebra at a time until you come up into standing. We're going to turn the left toes to point towards the left side of the mat, bend both knees so we're nice and pliable, and step the right foot to join. So we finish in Tadasana, palms facing forwards. Take a moment to observe the effect of your practice work. Feel how your body feels now. And then when you're ready, you can bring yourself down into any comfortable seated position. So take the opportunity to, this is a great opportunity actually to put on a jumper if you want to have a jumper on, and to have your things for relaxation close by, because we're going to work through a couple of yin postures after our seated work and come into relaxation. So I'm going to grab my blocks that I need for later, but for now, just something to sit on to make it nice and comfy. And we're going to do a little practice of alternate nostril breathing here, but a soft one. So we're not using the mudra across the nose, we're just going to use our palms. So in this practice of alternate nostril breathing, an open hand is an open nose, open nostril, and a closed hand is a closed nostril. And the hands are energetically connected to the nostrils as everything on one side of the body is connected to that nostril. And so this is a really nice way to do it. That means you don't have to touch your face or play around with the nose or block one nostril. It's a little bit easier. When we get into it, we're going to do the count of breathing in for 3 and out for 4. I'll count that for you, but if your breath moves at a different rhythm, then simply allow it to fall in your natural rhythm, following the cycle of breaths. So we breathe in on the right side, and sorry, we always start on the left, breathing in on the left side and out on the right, in on the right and out on the left. Okay, but I'll talk you through it. So sitting with your hands comfortably, either sitting in a chair, kneeling, hands turned up so that the palms are open. Lengthen the back of the body gently, so you're not gripping to lift, but you're as tall as you can be. And take a moment perhaps to close the eyes if you're comfortable doing that, or gazing at one point ahead of you that is not moving. Take a few centering breaths, softening the forehead and the face and the jaw and the shoulders. Softening the effort in the hip flexors and the belly muscles as well. Let's coordinate our breath together. So breathing in together through both nostrils, both hands open. Breathing out together through both nostrils, both hands open. Breathing in together, both hands open, both nostrils. Close the right. Breathe out only on the left side. Breathe in through the left. 2, 3, close the left hand, open right. Breathe out through the right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in through the right. 2, 3, close right hand, open left. Breathe out through the left. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left. 2, 3, close, open right. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 2, 3, close, open left. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left. 2, 3, close, open right. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 2, 3, close, open left. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left. 2, 3, close, open right. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 2, 3, close, open left. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Last round. Breathe in left. 2, 3, close, open right. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 2, 3, close, open left. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Relax the hands, both of them open. Relax the breath into your natural rhythm. Observe the effect of your practice. Alternate nostril breathing is one of the ways in which we balance our energetic channels in the body. So at these times of the year when there's a real fluctuation of our natural environment and of our energy too, up 1 minute, down the next, raining 1 minute, hailing the next, stormy, sunny, Nadi Shodhana or alternate nostril breathing helps to bring balance. It's also a cleansing technique, so it helps to clear out the energetic channels too. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can off a support if you're using any support. Get hold of the block that you're going to use for our winding down processes, and then just turning yourself on your mat, rolling down onto your back. We're going to leave the knees bent with the feet nice and wide and start with just a gentle sway of the knees from one side to the other. Gentle sway. Nobody's told me where the lyric comes from. Soft shoe, gentle sway. I keep forgetting to look it up. There we are. So a little sway from side to side. And then the next time your knees come down to the right side, allow them to stay as close to the floor as feels comfortable for you. Reach the left arm up by the left side of the head. And that might feel like enough. Perhaps that feels open enough for you across the sides of the body, the hips. If you want to do a little bit more, encourage the inner left thigh and inner left foot towards the floor. And if you've got a little bit more room, you can rest the right foot on the outside of the left thigh. Just taking a little deep breath in and a deep breath out, softening the face, the shoulders, and any effort in the body. Let's do one more deep breath in. And deep breath out. Uncross the legs if they're crossed. Return your left arm to a neutral position, firm in the belly to sway the knees back to the center, and a gentle, soft, small sway from side to side before releasing the knees all the way down to the opposite side. Reaching the right arm past the right side of the head. If you want a little bit more, then encouraging the inner right thigh and the inner right foot towards the floor. And if that feels comfortable, but you feel like you've got more space and your right shoulder is quite relaxed, then you can rest the left foot on top of the right thigh. Wherever you get to, softening the features of the face, taking a couple of deep breaths. Uncrossing your legs, returning your right arm to a neutral position, bringing your knees back to center, a little touch of a sway from one side to the other. Then bringing your feet a little bit closer towards each other, arms a bit more down the side. We're going to lift the left leg up long and straight and draw the left foot back towards the head as much as feels comfortable, and then cross the left ankle over the right foot. Here, with the right foot on the floor, you can sway the knees from side to side. And then if that feels comfortable, but you'd like to do a little bit more, you can draw your right foot off the floor so your knee comes back towards your body, and again, sway from side to side. If your foot is off the floor, then you can take the opportunity here to do some circling with the right knee. Just allowing the left leg to follow, maybe a touch of engagement over the abdominal muscles, and going in the opposite direction as well. And then when you're ready, you can let the right foot come to the floor. And if you would like to here, you can allow the right knee to go to the right side, the left foot to follow, and just spend a moment in this slightly different twist, slightly different across the pelvis. If you want to move your twist to a different part of your spine, try exploring by bringing your right knee towards your right shoulder a bit more. See if that changes the intensity of the stretch or the posture into a position that's more touching the sweet spot, or moving the right knee further towards the toe end of the mat and seeing if that does the trick. Somewhere between these two will be the perfect spot, and wherever that is, soften the shoulders, soften the face, take a couple of deep breaths. And then when you're ready, firming your belly muscles and gently bringing your legs back to the center. Uncross the legs, draw the left knee towards the outside of the left side of the torso and hold onto the foot if you can, or if not, around the back of the thigh. So here we're aiming to get the sole of the foot as if it was parallel to the floor, to the ceiling rather, and the floor, I guess. It doesn't matter how bent the knee is, but the idea is to bend your knee sufficiently that that knee comes almost towards the left armpit. If you can hold quite easily here, then take a moment to try holding the inside of the foot rather than the outside. It's just a slightly different hold. Make sure your right knee hasn't gone away to Guruk and it's pointing still up towards the ceiling. And then take a couple of deep breaths, softening the features of the face, soften the shoulders as much as you can. Check your jaw is nice and relaxed. And then we're going to hold the back of the thigh and release that leg as long and as straight as feels comfortable. For anyone who's super comfortable here, you might want to take your hands up towards your ankle or even your foot. Taking a couple of deep breaths. And then softening the knee. We're just going to extend that heel away until the leg is almost touching down long and straight on the floor, and then slide the heel in so that both feet are on the floor, both knees are bent. Same thing on the other side. Extend your right leg up so the right leg is as long and straight as feels comfortable. Draw it back towards your body as much as feels good to you, and then bend the knee and place the right ankle over the left thigh. Here, swaying the knee from side to side. So swaying the left knee from side to side. And it might be for some folks that this is enough to explore this expression of the posture. For anyone who wants to, you can float your left foot off the floor and again sway from side to side. This is the reclining pigeon or the supine pigeon pose, sometimes called a figure four stretch as well. And then making circles with the left knee if your foot is off the floor. Keeping both feet active, so you don't need to overflex them, but you want them to be active. And the opposite way as well, because it changes the way that we feel the length in the body when we relax the feet. When you're ready, you can float the left foot to the floor and allow the left knee to go to the left side, the right leg to follow, and just see if that's a comfortable position for you, and explore from here, extending your left knee down towards the foot end of the mat or up towards the shoulder end of the mat. And then find where is a good spot for you, where the twist moves in your body to feel it's in just the right place, without feeling forcing, without pushing through any resistance. Softening the features of the face, the shoulders, the jaw, and taking a couple of long, deep breaths. And then firming the belly muscles, bringing the legs back to the center, uncrossing the right leg, and drawing that knee towards the outside of the right side of the body. So we want it to be aiming towards the right armpit. You may hold around the back of your thigh. As long as your foot is parallel with the ceiling, that is the more important thing than how bent the knee is. But if you're able to, you can catch hold of the outside edge of the right foot, draw the knee a bit more deeply in, and if it's comfortable, you might want to catch hold of the inside edge of the foot. So that's entirely up to you, whichever of those is the more comfortable position to hold. Check that your left knee hasn't left the building, it is still pointing up towards the ceiling. Softening the features of the face, maybe just nestling the back of the head down towards the floor as well. Shoulders relaxed for a couple of deep breaths. And then from here, holding around the back of the thigh and extending the right leg. It doesn't need to be straight, but if you find it quite easy to straighten the leg here with the hands around the back of the thigh, try reaching the hands towards the ankle or even the foot. Here, softening the body. Taking a few moments to breathe deeply before relaxing the arms down, firming the belly, lengthening the leg all the way down towards the mat, and just before the heel touches the ground, bending your knee, sliding your foot up underneath the body. And here, feet wide for a gentle sway from side to side with the knees, which is still an awesome way to release tension from the pelvis. Okay, so if you've got your blocks handy, or books or whatever you're using, taking your effort into your heels to lift the hips just enough to slide that block underneath the back of the sacrum, the back of the pelvis. And this week we're just going to stay at this lower setting. So it might feel comfortable just as you are, with the feet on the floor and the arms relaxed away from the body. You can explore how it feels to have the feet slightly further away from you. Sometimes that gentle tipping of the pelvis makes it just a little bit more comfortable than with the feet closer towards you. If you know it suits you, or if you want to explore, you can slide the feet even further away from you, legs long, toes falling out to the side, so it opens that space across the front of the pelvis. And if it feels comfortable for your shoulders, you can even reach your arms over your head as well. Keep the elbows a little soft so that the arms feel supported by the floor. And if this posture doesn't work for you, simply resting the arms away from the sides of the body. Relaxing all of the effort in the face, the pelvis, the abdominal muscles, the chest, the jaw, and breathing deeply. If your arms are over your head, allowing them to come back down to the sides of the body. If your legs are long, gently bending one knee, sliding the foot in, and then the other. Take a moment in this more neutral position for a last deep breath in and out, before firming the belly, gently using the buttocks to lift the hips only enough to release that block out from underneath the hips, and as slowly as you can, releasing the hips down to the floor. Take a moment to observe the sensation of release in the body. Observe the effect of your winding down, our counter poses. And then when you're ready, you can get yourself together for relaxation. So if you want to roll to one side to come up, grab your blankets, maybe place a bolster or some cushions underneath the backs of the knees. If you want to, you can do relaxation with your legs up the wall. I'm just going to adjust the lights. But I will teach it as if you were lying down on the floor. So if you're doing legs up the wall, just remembering to settle yourself nicely and come down also in a gentle way. So bring yourself into your preferred position, making sure you're warm enough, cozy enough. And so regardless of the position of your legs, crossing the arms over the body, draping the fingers towards the floor and just nestling that space between the shoulder blades into the floor. And maybe extending through the back of the neck gently, maybe even turning the head one side and then the other. Releasing the arms here, maybe crossing the opposite way if you want to. If you've released already, then maybe you don't need to. Swaying the nose from side to side if it feels comfortable, if it feels useful. A few deep breaths, focusing on softening that space between the shoulder blades as well. When you're ready, releasing your arms back to the floor, palms turned upwards and resting away from the body. Heels of the feet supported by a wall if you're using a wall, or by the floor. Try to avoid having them hanging in midair. Here, taking the opportunity to screw all the muscles of the face in towards the nose, and then open the eyes, open the mouth, stick out the tongue and exhale. Relaxing, then pressing the back of the head, the back of the arms and the back of the legs down into the mat, holding your body towards the floor and then relaxing. Pressing the low back down and pressing the back of the neck down, lengthening the spine towards the floor. Notice if you have used your abdominal muscles, and that's okay because we want them to hold as well. And then relax. Gently sway the nose from side to side one last time, making sure the head is heavy into the floor. Bring yourself back to center. Make any adjustments you need, and then bring your posture to stillness. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth. Repeat just one more time and surrender yourself down into the floor. Allow your breath to find its natural, spontaneous rhythm and fall away into silence. Take your awareness into your forehead, feel it soften, the area between the eyebrows spreading. Feel the area around your eyes relaxing, your mouth, tongue, and jaw releasing. take your awareness into the back of your body. Feel all the areas of the back of your body that are in contact with the floor. The back of the head, shoulders, shoulder blades, arms, backs of the hands, buttocks, backs of the legs, heels of the feet. Experience the sensation of contact between your body and the floor. Move your awareness to all the parts of the back of the body that are not in contact with the floor. Back of the neck, wrists, lower back, parts of the backs of the legs and the soles of the feet. Experience the sensation of space between your body and the floor. Allow the whole of the back of the body to feel heavy, warm and supported, releasing down towards the mat. Move your awareness to the front of your body. Become aware of the space over you and around you. Feel the touch of air on your face, the movement of your clothes on your skin as you breathe. Feel the sensation of holding space in the palms of your hands. Become aware of the breath that you're breathing right now. Observe its rhythm. If it is naturally deep and slow, allow it to remain so. If you find your breath has become more shallow, more fast, then slowing it down, deepening the breath, and relaxing a little further with every exhalation. gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your hands and your feet by wiggling your fingers and toes. And maybe rolling your wrists and your ankles. When you feel ready, take a long deep breath in, stretch the body. Maybe stretch the face and the yawn. Stretch the arms and the legs. Bend your knees into your chest in your own time and make any movements that feel good. Maybe swaying the knees from side to side, or circling, or moving the head from side to side. In your own time, make your way onto your side and just spend a moment there. The eyes are closed to contain that sense of peace and stillness within. When you're ready, making your way to any comfortable seated position. Taking the hands and placing them one on top of the other in the center of the chest. And take this moment to feel really thankful to yourself for giving yourself this moment in time. This moment in time to nurture, to care for ourselves, to rebalance, to rejuvenate, to relax. Feeling good about that. Allow that feeling of awesomeness to blossom forward onto your face like a smile. And when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. Namaste, guys. Thank you so much for joining in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. And we will build on it in the next few weeks. Look forward to seeing you then. Namaste.